That'll be their first in this second half. Hawaii still with all three of its timeouts. Time and score, you figure. Big play coming up when we come back.
It was all calm. And then... Good thing this Frontier's got 310 horsepower to handle an SOS.
Drive the Nissan Frontier. Now get a low 287 per month lease or get 0.9% APR financing for 60 months on Frontier.
Aloha. One question we get is, what food goes well with a crisp Kona Light?
Smoked ahi dip, kimchi fried rice, chicken katsu, lomi salmon, hamachi kama, kalua pig, fresh made bruschetta. Bruschetta.
Brother, just say bread. Kona Light Blonde Ale from Kona Brewing, Hawaii.
Shoyu ahi poke, spicy ahi poke. Oh, bro, getting hungry.
What are you capable of when your community needs you? Being a part of a community means being a part of something bigger than yourself. It's about feeling connected and responsible for what happens. At the My Police Department, we're more than police officers. We're guardians. We're your neighbors. We're your friends. We're your family. Everyday people fulfilling career opportunities, serving our community, protecting Maui County, making a difference.
Welcome back. 11:33 left to play. Hawaii trailing 20-7 here in the fourth quarter. Kanoa Leahy along with Rich Miano in Fresno, California, where we have had a boisterous crowd that has been hanging on every snap, it seems, throughout the evening. Fans have been coming out in large support of this Fresno State team this year. One win away from being bowl eligible for the fourth straight year, but a big play here. 4th and 1 for Hawaii near midfield. And they line up in the shotgun. It's Tylen Hines in the backfield, standing next to Shager. They give it to him. Follows his blockers. Gets to the second level and will be finally taken down by Kosi Agina at about the 40.
Again, they line up in spread, 87. Devin Tauafa comes back through the line of scrimmage. Excuse me, that's somebody different, but it's the same. Oki Salavea from Pongo Pongo, American Samoa. But what I'm getting at is that play has been successful. Continue to run that until the defense stops that. I love how they line up in a run and shoot formation, and then they come back to an 11 personnel run and raid type of play. Oki Salavea, the son of Joe Salavea, legend in Pongo Pongo.
Third, fourth down conversion successful for Hawaii. That pass right through the hands of Nick Senecal. And that is yet another all-too-familiar image for this Hawaii offense.
Yeah, especially on first down, right? You move the change, you get success. We've seen too many drops this season.
Shager now 19 of 34 for 149 yards.
Fresno State doing a real nice job of taking away the deep ball.
Shager sets to the feet. He's going to unload it deep. Has a man. It is incomplete. Alex Perry was open for a few moments there, but some good coverage. Dean Clark playing center field.
Yeah, nice job of the free safety. A good job of beating off the line of scrimmage. Alex Perry with a good move, and then you saw 32 come over Dean Clark, and Dean Clark can do it all. He's the green dot guy. He's the communication guy. He's the captain back there. He played center field like a true center fielder, a guy that can cover from the middle of the field all the way to the numbers.
So 3rd and 10. Shager rolling, being chased, and he throws it to the near side. It is caught by Tamatoa Mokiao Atimalala, but it's going to be well short of a first down. And so now what do? At this point in the field, a little too far to kick, but this is a 4th and significant yardage, Rich.
Yeah, you go for it, but at the same time, pressure is coming up the middle at times. From the outside, they're overloading protection, and Shager's running for his life, but needless to say, huge 4th down when you're down 2 scores.
Yeah. This is another biggie. 4th and 9. Closing in on 10 minutes to go.
Fresno's bringing it again.
Shager with time. He throws, has a man wide open. It's caught. Oh, but it's knocked loose. Ball trickles out of bounds. It is Pofele Ashlock who got lit up. And we have penalty flags on the field.
I'm not sure if this is helmet to helmet.
And that is Cam Lockridge again, Rich. Laying the hat there, but flags immediately being tossed out.
We're going to get a chance to see on the replay. It looks like a catch, although it's close. A helmet-to-helmet hit. That's going to be definitely some type of targeting call.
Yeah, that looked, at least by virtue of that angle on the replay.
There'll be a personal foul regardless. Could be targeted.
Yeah, possible crown of the helmet here. And a long discussion for this officiating crew. Let's take another look.
Good concept, and I'll tell you what, the offensive line did a great job of picking up the blitz and protection, and that's a violent hit, and it looked like it was helmet to helmet. Again, I think it's going to go down as a personal foul, not necessarily targeting.
So listen in.
On the field is an incomplete pass. There is a personal foul targeting deep in its starting line. It's a 15-yard penalty. The previous play is under review.
Now they have to review to make sure that they made the right call.
Yeah, and that could be big with this being the 4th quarter, and if it results in a targeting and thus a disqualification of Cam Lockridge, that would mean that he would be out for the first half of Fresno's next game at Air Force next weekend.
And how big is this call? And that does look like it's definitely helmet to helmet.
Yeah, from that angle, hard to tell if it's the crown or more the front portion of the helmet. And we'll see if there's a look that gives them a clear enough vision of this. Again, they ruled it an incompletion, which is another big part of this call. And then you have concern for Pofele Ashlock and how he's doing after getting his bell rung. Cam Lockridge in his 6th year of college ball, spent 2019 at Reedley College, played for Hawaii in 2020 and 2021 for head coach Todd Graham. There you see Pofele Ashlock making his way back to the visitors' locker room. This is his 3rd year with Fresno State. He was the defensive MVP of the 2022 Mountain West Championship game against Boise State.
Came to Hawaii all the way from Florida.
Targeting is confirmed. Number 1 is disqualified. 15-yard penalty will be enforced in the previous spot. It's an automatic first down.
It feels like Cam Lockridge was wearing an extra chip coming into this game going up against his former team.
Yeah, it certainly does. And I'll tell you what, you can hear this crowd like on every call, every decision. I know this box is open and we're pretty high up here, but what a nice crowd. The reaction.
The zoom-in angle makes it look a little bit more like the crown of the helmet was involved. And, of course, that's one of the triggers there. And Cam Lockridge disqualified. Pofele Ashlock also back in the locker room. So Hawaii shorthanded here. They do have a first down. Fresno showing blitz. Shager completes it over the middle. That's caught by Carson Pupunu. And so Pupunu able to get a few yards after the catch, and that moves the chains. Red zone visit here for the Rainbow Warriors.
Yeah, Pupunu gives you that big target, right? He can go in there as well and block and become that extra guy in protection. He can settle down in the zone and give you a big target to throw to. And love when they get into this kind of 11 personnel grouping.
Fresno State, by the way, 3 penalties, all personal foul variety.
Big ones.
First and goal, ball at the 9. Shager rolling. And he's going to throw it down at the feet of Nick Senecal.
That's that dash series, right, where they pin the defensive end and Shager sprints to his right. There's just nobody open. Give the secondary a lot of credit.
Well, reaching the end zone here would be very significant for Hawaii and change the complexion of this ball game dramatically.
And they got to get in the end zone, right? A field goal is not going to be good enough. This amount of time left. Hawaii needs to score 6 and then 7, or possibly 8.
Second and goal. Shager will throw on the run. Has a man open. It is caught. Touchdown, Nick Senecal. His 4th TD reception of the season. And just like that, the Rainbow Warriors very much back in the mix.
Great job. Again, offensive line. We've talked about them in terms of struggling with some of the blitz pickups, but this is a nice job in protection. And then Shager steps up, buys time, and really you see the quick release. You see the strike in the back corner of the end zone. Nick Senecal all the way from Canada.
Second touchdown toss of the night for Braden Shager. Kansei Matsuzawa on for the point after. And it is good. 9:04 left to play. Hawaii goes 12 plays, 87 yards, just under 5 minutes. And it is capped by the Braden Shager to a wide open Nick Senecal for 6. Hawaii within 6.
Arcadia take care of the residents well and also the employees.
I feel great because I'm able to share my knowledge.
I enjoy working here because of the residents. They're welcoming, they make me feel at home.
My bosses are great, they work with you. I mean, I really like working here.
I started working for 15 Crayside as a housekeeping staff, and now I am a CNA. That feeling that you can make a big difference in someone's life, for me, it's the most meaningful work I've ever done in my whole life.
At Bank of Hawaii, we designed our checking accounts to give you more. More convenience, more ATMs, more conveniently located experts to speak with, and now even more. Like more cash. Because when you open an eligible checking account, you can earn up to $400 in cash. So for the checking account that gives you more, open an account at the bank that gives you more. Bank of Hawaii.
How's it? It's Lanai. Get ready for a brand new season of Lanai's Travel Club on OC16. Join us as we explore the tastes, textures, and traditions that define each destination.
Oh, it's so good. I think I'm joining Japanese.
This month on Lanai's Travel Club, we explore Tokyo's Yokochos, meet up with radio legend Kamasami Kong, eat like a sumo wrestler, and visit the iconic Mount Fuji. All this year on Lanai's Travel Club on Spectrum OC16.
You're going to get a chance to see what drives defensive back coaches crazy. It appears to be man coverage, right? You see everybody lined up on a man, and that's a switch release, a little delay on the outside, and both DBs go with the outside receiver and the inside receiver on that switch release, run and shoot concept, becomes open in the back corner of the end zone.
And you wonder how much not having Cam Lockridge out on the field in that very situation impacted that play defensively for Fresno State.
Yeah, and not only physically, right? Usually there's a drop-off in talent, but again, getting the reps and understanding switch releases from the run and shoot is something that you need to study. You need to get physical reps, and good play by Hawaii, good call by Timmy Chang.
So Hawaii trailing 20-14. They have dominated the time of possession, interestingly enough. 31-44 compared to 19-12 for Fresno State. Ben Falk to kick it deep. And this one will be blasted through the end zone. Fresno State's offense back on the field. 9:04. This thing is still up for grabs, Rich.
It really is. And right now, the onus is on the defense. And when you look, again, we talked about Pro Football Focus ranking Hawaii's defense #1 in the Mountain West Conference with a grade of 87.7. But we also talked about scoring defense. And Hawaii just needs to get the turnovers. That's when they play their best football. And I'll tell you, talking to Dennis Thurman on Friday, there's no excuses. They do not allow the opponent in the end zone, or it's on the defense. It's not about field position. It's not about what the offense has done. It's about how the defense plays, and it's so refreshing to talk to the coordinator.
And so, spotlight once again on Mikey Keene. Second year with Fresno State. 12-6 as a starter with the Bulldogs coming into this one. 8-3 during his time at UCF. And that is a completion over the middle, and that's going to go for some significant yards. Raylan Sharp almost busted that one.
He almost did, but Kilanai Mendiola Jensen really makes a nice play, because if he doesn't make that tackle, that thing's to the house. You talk about a good call, is that middle screen and just the development of it in terms of footwork and timing by the quarterback and receiver. That thing was set to go the distance.
Yeah, what do you think about Mikey Keene? Not the prototypical size, 5'11", but he can get it done.
Yeah, he's calm, cool, collected. He's smart. He's invested in this program, and he's a leader.
And he's going to keep that one, and he is going to be rudely met at the point of attack. A whole bunch of Rainbow Warriors.
When we talked to Tim Skipper about his impression of Hawaii's defense, he says there's a lot of jerseys always around the football, and it started up front with Daniel Sauce Williams and the boys.
Yeah, Sauce Williams led the charge there.
Deion Washington.
5'11", 320-pounder. That is the 8th TFL of this game for this Hawaii defense.
They attack. They play fast.
They're top 50 in all of college football in that category. 2nd and 12. Keene going to drop it off. This is Moss. And he runs into Kilinahi Mendiola Jensen.
Yeah, remember we talked to Dennis about Kilinahi in terms he made 2 big plays in the passing game. Didn't make the interceptions, but he was playing center field. But now you're going to see him tackle in the open field. Also a good hustle play.
Yeah, that was Sauce Williams getting back there. But Mendiola Jensen, 5 tackles, 3 PBUs, pass breakups against Nevada a week ago. Oh, man, offsides. That's
free play.
Elijah Robinson. And it is nearly completed. Great job breaking that up, Sibo Brown. But you saw the early launch by Elijah.
Offside. Defense number 0. 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Tebow, don't take it personal. Put that in your highlight film because you made the good play downfield. But Hawaii has to stay. It looks like Elijah Robinson jumped, and Tebow with a nice job of playing the hands and the eyes, separating the hands. PBU doesn't count in the statistics, but you got to play the play out.
See the penalty numbers for either side. So it makes it a bit more manageable on 3rd down here for Keene and company. Five for 11 on 3rd down tonight. Keene, quick drop. The throw, it is incomplete. Was looking at Gilliam. And no flags on the play. 4th down here, and Fresno State will be forced to punt it away.
Sibo again, right? He's been injured the last couple of games. Watch him close on that quick crossing route. Play that upfield shoulder. That's a big-time play, and you know, nobody's more happy than Dennis Thurman, former defensive back with 38 interceptions in the National Football League.
So Clay Lawrence punting for the 6th time, averaging about 46 yards per punt. Another good one. Fair caught by Tylen Hines inside the Hawaii 20. And the Rainbow Warriors in position here with the ball, under 7 minutes to play, and with a touchdown and extra point, they can jump in front because of this blocked PAT by Cam Stone after the first Fresno State touchdown. Or 2nd Fresno State touchdown, I should say.
Yeah, that's huge, right? They could actually win the game with a touchdown and an extra point, and Hawaii very much in this football game late in the 4th quarter. And defensively, again, Yeoman's like work, no turnovers, but at the same time, they've done their job. Now it's up to this offense.
So we have the makings of another Fresno-Hawaii thriller. The give up the middle, this is Hines. And he gets knocked backwards after gaining about 4.
He did get knocked backwards. That was a heck of a hit by the Fresno State defense, priding themselves in physicality.
You know, it was interesting to hear what Tim Skipper, interim head coach for Fresno State, had to say about Fresno moving to the Pac-12 and this rivalry potentially going away. He says, I'm definitely going to miss some of the rivalries, and this would be right up there with a matchup. If we do not schedule them naturally, it's going to be something that he will look fondly back on as Nick Senecal makes the catch and then gets rocked by Jaden Davis. And that seems to be the consensus for everyone involved with this matchup, Rick.
Yeah, they're going to miss it. And it's been a great one. And Pat Hill talked about it. Jeff Tedford talked about it. Tim Skipper talked about the coordinators. This is like a family atmosphere here in the Valley. And they really do value the brand of Hawaii and the relationship and how competitive the games have been.
Tim Skipper, who literally does come from a football coaching family. Here is Hines on the handoff, and he goes nowhere. Great reaction there. Gabriel Lightfoot, he was light on his feet getting into that position.
He was G-Man, right? That 290-plus pounds, showing some splitting the double team, getting upfield. That's a big athlete. Nothing better than big athletes.
Tim Skipper's dad, Jim, coached for decades before retiring in 2019. Coached in the NFL, was the running backs coach with the Panthers for 15 seasons, offensive coordinator with the Giants for several years. Brother Kelly was on the Fresno State coaching staff back in the day. Currently the running backs coach with the Bills. Here's Shager unleashing it deep. It is incomplete.
What a throw and almost a great catch, but it is great coverage downfield.
Julian Neal was all over Jonah Pinoque here. Was a good throw, though, at least gave it a chance.
You're going to see the defensive back with great patience getting in the pocket. Really a nice football play. Good throw. Great coverage. Big third down.
And this crowd barking.
If it was Hawaii, they'd be saying, "Coo, coo," but I don't know what they're cheering, but they're cheering.
3rd and 10, Shager has a man open, it's Senecal. Trying to put the moves on, gets across the sticks. And a first down for Hawaii to keep their drive and hopes alive.
Really a good throw by Braden Shager. He's had 2 or 3 on this drive alone, and good concepts by Timmy Chang in terms of getting guys open. You see the stunting that's going on up front. You see the physical violence hitting the quarterback, and then you see a great throw and a great catch.
Under 4.5, ticking away here. Quarter number 4.
Defining moments.
Could be, could be. Shager was looking to pitch it looked like. Had nowhere to go but down. Devo Bridges again, smothering with the pressure.
Pressure off the right side, took away the quick toss. You're going to see the defensive end peel. You see pressure from the inside tackle, and Shager wisely is trying to get back to the line of scrimmage so it's not a huge loss.
Yeah, that was Corey Foreman off of that edge who took away the line of sight between Shager and Tylen Hines.
They say Corey Foreman's playing better and better and better each and every week, and he's humble. He's fit right into this family atmosphere in the Valley.
USC transfer, former #1 overall recruit in his prep football days. And that pass caught at the shoelaces by Senecal. Gets across midfield. They're going to be 3 yards shy of a first down.
That was coming up. That was pressure. That was climbing up in the pocket. That was getting hit. And that was a phenomenal catch. Nick Senecal. Talk about throwing from different arm angles.
And with that completion, Braden Shager over 200 yards passing. Under 3 minutes to go.
Devin Tauafa in the game. It's usually a good sign.
The give is to Hines. And he trudges forward. First down yardage and a few more to the 40.
Does it meet or does it seem like when they put that Y, that H-back, that tight end in the game, they're way more physical at the point of attack, and even if it's the little guy, if it's 30, Landon Sims, they're getting 4 or 5 yards, they're converting first downs, they're moving the chains.
Yeah, so Hines now up near 70 yards on 13 carries, averaging over 5 yards per.
Look for quick game here with the empty personnel.
Shager back to throw. Gonna heave it deep. It's going to be up for grabs. Incomplete, almost intercepted by Azillion Hamilton.
AZ with great coverage became the receiver, almost made the spectacular catch. Shager again with a Shager bomb. And you just hope the big guy, Alex Perry, can go up and kind of contest that football at least.
So 2nd and 10.
We got another player down for the
Official timeout on the field for injury.
Already seen Zen Sotelo leave the game, and he was announced as not being able to return. This is James Milovale, who has had that right tackle position locked down here in recent weeks.
Luke
has been
Felix
playing awfully well.
Luke Felix, right, might come in for Alalo, and he's very capable. He's very long. Hawaii has some depth at that offensive line position, but they've been pleased with James Milovale thus far.
Milovale out of Seaside, California, in his 2nd year with Hawaii.
See Kuao Pehopa there. He's been a stalwart on that offensive line. Maurice Ta'ala.
But yeah, that would likely mean that Luke Felix Puolalo would be called upon.
Brandon DeCambra. Sometimes you don't talk about the offensive line, but there's been times where they've picked up exotic type of stunts and has done a nice job. There's other times, obviously, there's pressure, and Braden Shager continues to probably be the most abused quarterback in college football, but Hawaii has a chance to have a statement type of win.
And if you are Hawaii, what's the best case scenario here? You want to try to use as much time before getting into the end zone, or can you not really even play that game and run the risk?
I think as good as your defense is playing, if you can somehow create a big play, take it now. The defense has done a really nice job all season long, and if you got to put the pressure on them, I think you score as quickly as possible. But if you can milk the clock and score, obviously, that would be preferable.
Well, regardless of the outcome here, Hawaii has paid a heavy toll, losing Zen Sotelo, and now concern for James Milovale.
Yeah, next week UNLV comes to town, and we know what kind of football program they're developing in the desert.
And so you got a couple of fellow big boys assisting Milovale off the field.
Even Dean Brisky.
And Maurice Ta'ala there on the right. And so now Hawaii will have to continue here with Luke Felix Puolalo in among the O-line group. 6'8", 310-pound senior. An absolute monster of a man wearing number 72. 2:01 to go. Still have the 2-minute timeout. Hawaii with all 3 of its timeouts. Fresno State with a pair.
Well, Luke Felix, right, he'll get a shot in that international NFL type of program, being an international student athlete.
This is the 10th play of this drive. And there's going to be a running play. This is Sims, head of steam, gets to the 35.
I'm not sure that was mesh, but that was a good decision because the hole opened up.
And the 2-minute timeout is upon us. Don't go anywhere. We may have a thrilling finish here, right in front of us.
It was all calm. And then... Good thing this Frontier's got 310 horsepower to handle an SOS.
Drive the Nissan Frontier. Now get a low 287 per month lease or get 0.9% APR financing for 60 months on Frontier.
Peisha Hawaii is a third-generation, family-owned company whose ties to the islands date back to World War II. We offer the broadest scope of ocean transportation services between Hawaii and the mainland. And we take pride in supporting our local businesses and communities where we live and work. For our Peisha Hawaii Ohana, serving Hawaii is our business.
Here's the dream. Never stop doing what you love. The choices you make now can keep the dream alive tomorrow. So you can live your life your way. We're here to help with a personalized approach to a healthier you. This is me. Hawaii Pacific Health.
Welcome back. A view of the Pacific Southwest building in downtown Fresno. The night has descended upon us, and we have descended upon what is possibly going to be a photo finish here between Hawaii and Fresno State.
Last night in that same district, right? The comedian from Hawaii, Tamua Tuine, played there, and Stephen Tsai, the Veneri brothers all went, and he was rocking the house. Almost as funny as you, Kanoa Leahy.
There you see the rushing yards. Third down. Hawaii 6 for 16 on third down here tonight.
This is the biggest one, needless to say. Here comes the blitz up in the A gap. Whether they'll switch.
Fakes the handoff. Shager throws. It's caught beyond the stick. Senecal gets away from the first tackler. Gets inside the 20. Loses the football. Fresno State recovers.
They pick up the blitz. Braden Shager makes a great throw. They make a great catch, and then they put it on the ground.
Jaden Davis with the recovery. Hawaii had the first down.
You see, nice job of Landon stepping up, and then good throw, good catch, great peanut punch.
And that's Phoenix Jackson. How big of an impact
Player
has this
of
guy
the game.
had with the pick six, 89 yards. He's been all over the field, and he punches that one loose. Recovered by Jaden Davis. Second official turnover for Hawaii. Of course, they also had a turnover on downs. But the Bulldogs take over. Now Hawaii still has all three of its timeouts.
You're right. You talk about poise. Just don't make the tackle. Punch the ball out.
25 seconds and a start on my whistle. Here we go.
Phoenix Jackson, number 7, defensive player of the game.
Yeah, getting it done. Have a night, Phoenix. And so now Fresno State just going to try to play a little keep away here. Couple of first downs could possibly do it. They're not going to get much there on the handoff to Gilliam.
Such a big play defensively. Rainbow Warriors doing a nice job of moving the football. They pick up that crucial first down. Tremendous amount of momentum, optimism. But this is textbook Peanut Tillman punch. Look at that right overhand, right cross, whatever the boxing lingo is, but that's how you teach it.
Yeah, that was on the button.
You can say that turnovers are opportunistic, but you create turnovers, takeaways on defense. Biggest play in all of the game.
And so you look at the statistics here and just how huge, profoundly enormous those turnovers have been regarding Hawaii's detriment. They have outgained Fresno State in total yards, 314 to 168. They have 21 first downs compared to 12 for Fresno State. And in the time of possession, Hawaii almost 37 minutes compared to 21 minutes for Fresno State. And yet, Bulldogs have the ball and the lead.
Yeah, and you see Dan Morrison talking to Braden Shager. They could get the ball back, but they're going to have to stop Fresno on second and third down, most likely running plays.
It is Gilliam.
Quick timeouts.
He goes backwards a little bit there. And so Hawaii will use its second timeout. And so there is a possibility they get the ball back.
And that's why those timeouts are so valuable. You stop them on third down, you field the punt, don't let it roll 20 or 30 yards, and Braden Shaver and the boys are back in action.
But this upcoming snap now carries a lot of weight.
That was such a huge play because Landon Sims did his job of picking up the inside rusher. There still was a free rush, and Shager knew it, got rid of the ball, delivered it, and what a defensive play by Phoenix, my man.
Yeah, Phoenix Jackson. He has been an absolute supernova here tonight for the Bulldog defense. And again, Another game that maybe didn't have all of the highlight reel offensive plays. Phoenix provided a few highlights, that's for sure, on defense. But this harkens back to just how many entertaining matchups and ball games we've seen between these two programs over the years.
One possession games, right? Fourth quarter, less than 2 minutes to play.
3rd and 9. Keene being chased, and he goes down. Jalen Smith gets home.
That is instrumental in terms of now they won't be able to flip the field. Hawaii will receive the punt, hopefully in Bulldog territory. Jalen Smith, watch the pass rushing move, the hips, the speed, and then the finish. Wow, Chris Brown's teaching pass rushers how to get to the quarterback. That's a linebacker lined up on a guard doing his job.
And Hawaii uses its final timeout. That was the 4th sack of the game for the Rainbow Warriors. 1st sack of the season for Jalen Smith.
That was actually on a running back, but that still was impressive in terms of speed, not to power, used the hips, slipped the blocker, and then continued with the play.
And so now, much rests on the foot of Clay Lawrence, the Aussie who played Aussie rules football his entire life, didn't even see an American football game until the season opener this year against Michigan.
Thomas Sheffield needs to get Tylen Hines in a position to catch the ball so it doesn't hit the ground and roll. Every yard is so important at this stage of the game.
And Lawrence dangerously standing in the end zone.
Defense did more than their job.
Hines back to receive. Lawrence, a clean snap. He gets into it. A decent punt. Hines fair catches it, and he secures it at the 47. So Hawaii still with oxygen here as the offense once again takes the field. But now they will conduct business with no timeouts.
Week in and week out, almost daily, you practice the 2-minute drill. Either the receiver gets out of bounds. If it's completed in bounds, you might have to clock it depending upon the down. But this is where all of those practice reps, first time this season, that the 2-minute drill has become so important.
A 37-yard punt there. Buck 30 to play.
Zone coverage, 2 high safeties.
Shager to throw. Has room to run.
Get out of bounds.
And he does. Gets out of bounds at the 43-yard line there and about. So a wise play there by the veteran quarterback, Braden Shager. We mentioned this being his 35th career start, which ties Colt Brennan for 2nd all-time at the University of Hawaii.
And his consecutive starts are just something for the record books.
You know who has the most career starts, right? His head coach, Timmy Chang.
That's the third most yards and touchdowns in the NCAA as well. Timmy is lighting up the record books.
Yeah, Chang had 50 starts. Here is Shager. Eluding pressure, gets it off to Jonah Panoke, who veers out of bounds after getting the first down.
Another headsy play by a veteran. Jonah Panoke in the late blitz. Watch this pickup late right there. That's something you highlight. First play of the meeting on Monday. Kuau Pehopa, the converted defensive lineman on the stunt. Phenomenal play by Derek Favi's offensive line.
1:16 to play. Landon Sims is the setback. It's going to be a draw play. Sims gets loose. Sims gets to the 30. And he gets taken down as he crosses the 30. Hawaii's going to have to clock it here or run a play. The clock continuing to tick.
They're calling a play. They're not going to clock it. Clock is ticking inside of a minute.
2nd and 3. Shager has a man open. It's Senecal, and he's out of bounds inside the 20. Red zone visit here.
Great
49
throw.
seconds left.
Good concept. Nick Senecal again on a little bit of a rub route to the flat. Shager's got confidence. Receivers are getting open. Running game's working.
So 1st and 10. Shager again looking to throw. Throws to the end zone. Incomplete.
Wow.
Overthrows Jonah Panoke by a half step.
Panoke had a half step. Ball slightly overthrown. The safety was coming over the top. You can take a chance on first down. Good release by Jonah. He stemmed inside. He was even. He was leaving. And then you saw some speed from the St. Louis Crusader alumnus.
Oh, that one had possibilities, Rich Miano.
It really did. That would have been just a strike to be talked about for at least a week to come.
So second down. Shager throwing to the near side. It is secured by Senecal, but he was out of bounds.
He threw that off.
Third down coming up.
Yeah, threw that off the back leg, a long throw, right? Senecal's trying to get that 1 foot in, get that drag, but he steps out with the left foot first.
Look at the offensive plays in the fourth quarter. Hawaii's 29. This is going to be the 30th right here compared to 10. This Fresno State defense has been living on the field here.
Yeah, they have to be fatigued, right, Cano? And this is a good time to take advantage of that. Hawaii, obviously in 4-down territory, big third down.
Shager with some time, throws over the middle, incomplete, had Senecal.
I think it went in his hands and out. I think that was a great throw. I don't know if we'll get a chance to see that on the replay. Shager steps up, throws the fastball.
It was Dean Clark in coverage, but yeah, that was a smoke show out of the palm of Braden Shager and appeared to just be a little too hot to handle for Senecal. So it comes down to this, a 4th and 10.
You got to handle that if you're Nick Senecal, though. He has to put smoke on that ball. Big 4th down. Stadium's rocking.
Game comes down to this snap. Shager throwing to the end zone. It is incomplete, intended for Hines. Nomura in coverage, and we have a penalty flag. Oh, what do we have here?
That's Dwayne Moku.
Pass interference. Defense.
Wow.
15-yard penalty. An automatic first down.
So a touchdown goes through the hands of Nick Senecal on the snap prior to this play here. 4th and 10. What do you make of it, Rich? Was that a penalty?
There's no face guarding, right? It didn't appear too much contact. I'd like to see another replay of that one, but meanwhile, back at the ranch, it's first and goal.
So non-committal. You're going non-committal.
I'm going non-committal on that call.
First and goal here for Hawaii. A victory within reach. The throw to the corner, nobody home. It was Alex Perry who was wrestling with A.Z. Hamilton.
Shager's pass, incomplete, intended for Alex Perry.
Okay, 24 seconds left. You got 3 shots into the end zone. You don't want to run it or get tackled inbounds necessarily here. In the field of play.
Hawaii given new life after the penalty. Tylen Hines is the setback.
Fresno State looks like they're bringing it.
Shager gonna throw. Tries to go back shoulder to Panoke. Incomplete. It was Julian Neal. Had it locked down.
What is your best, essentially, 2-point play, right? What do you work on? How do you anticipate? Is it man coverage? Is it zone coverage? What are your zone beaters? What are your man beaters? So important, Hawaii. 2 more chances to get into that checkerboard end zone.
Are you having fun yet?
This is unbelievable. We've literally been on our feet for 3.5 hours.
3rd and goal. 20 seconds to play. Shager throws to the near side. Caught. Touchdown. Nick Senecal. And this game is tied.
Great call out. Timmy Chang, Braden Shager sprinting all the way to the other side of the field. That's what you call in man coverage. You call that out route, and you get a little rub concept.
And so now, after that touchdown connection, the third touchdown pass of the game for Braden Shager, it comes down to this PAT for Kansei Matsuzawa.
Got one blocked against UCLA earlier in the year. Missed a couple field goals, but this is a PAT.
The kick is up, and it is good. And Hawaii is in front with 15 seconds left to play.
It's now Hawaii 21.
This will be the best plane ride in 3 years for Timmy Chang and the Warriors if they can finish this game up. Again, we're going to get a chance to see the concept, the call, the execution by Nick Senecal. Again, you see he came all the way from the third receiver inside. What a call. What execution. Great throw by Braden Shager. And you know what? There's not a more deserving young man than Braden Shager and Nick Senecal and this whole Rainbow Warrior coaching staff and team and personnel group. 15 more seconds to feel good about the direction of this program.
And Nick Senecal had a little redemption there. Had a touchdown pass go through his hands. And then, thanks to the extra life given due to the pass interference penalty, he's able to redeem himself. 12 catches, 113 yards, 2 TDs for Nick Senecal.
Huge game, and Walter Murray never got that second chance. It's great that Senecal is such a big game for this Rainbow Warrior team. It's redemption. The redemption tour. Good job, offensive line. Again, play calling. I'm not sure Dan Morrison was involved, but Timmy Chang enjoyed that play.
Jalen Moss back to receive the Ben Falk kick, and he will squib it. It will bounce into his arms at the 15, and he will be rudely met at the 20. The clock didn't start, and so they're going to have to sort this out. And they're going to have to determine exactly how much time there will be on the clock for this Fresno State offensive possession. You have Matangi Thompson making the special teams play for Hawaii. And again, Fresno State moving to the Pac-12 in a couple of years. They are due to, if the schedule plays out as expected, play as a Mountain West member next year in Hawaii. But there are no future scheduled games, certainly for Hawaii to come up to Fresno to play this Bulldog squad. They will not be in the same conference for the first time in decades in a couple of years. And so this could be quite an exclamation point, at least on this rivalry for a while. But let's see what the Bulldogs have left. Do they have some magic left?
Is it the hook and ladder? Is it lateraling the ball back?
It's Gilliam, and he runs out of bounds. Had nothing else to do. The clock is down to 1 second. And so they'll have time for one more snap here. Well, you called it. You said the election year is always a kind of strange year.
Everything's strange about this election year and this team. I mean, this team, since last week, has a belief system in one another, complementary football.
Fresno signaling for a timeout. Yeah, the wins in Fresno since 2000. You have 02, 06, 08, 2010, 2016, 2020.
We haven't even talked about the screwdriver phenomena that they talk about locally like it's legend.
And you talked about it on one of the local radio station pregame.
That's all they could talk about. And then they said there was a cell phone thrown in Honolulu, so it's the screwdriver, cell phone, multifaceted trophy type future.
So the urban legend of the screwdriver is after the 2002 win for Hawaii here, 31-21. Chris Brown was hugging June Jones, and he claimed he saw a screwdriver thrown onto the field. Nobody knows where it came from. It became sort of a talking point. Local radio stations suggested we do a golden screwdriver perpetual trophy. It is still debated to this day and probably will be for the rest of time.
Look at the depth of the linebackers, the secondary. This got to be a hook and ladder, correct?
It is, and it is blown up. Matangi Thompson.
Wow, what an emphatic statement. And here comes a flag, though, so it's...
It may be a targeting possibility here for Matangi Thompson, who thought he had ended the game.
This will give them 15 yards on the spot penalty, so they'll actually maybe conceivably be able to throw one in the end zone.
So it was Raylan Sharp who got the lateral there from Magdalena.
That's helmet to helmet.
Personal foul, targeting, defense number 25. It's a 15-yard penalty. The previous play.
Defensive penalty.
Correct. And Rich, unnecessary. I mean, you love the enthusiasm there, and certainly you love the aggressiveness of the hit, but not a smart play under the circumstances.
All you got to do is get him down, right? Game is over. Now, conceivably, Mikey Keene might be able to reach the end zone in the final play.
No, you're talking about with the tacked-on penalty yardage. And based on these replays, would you think that this will be upheld as a targeting?
I'm almost positive it will be. And we've seen stranger things happen on a weekly basis in terms of Hail Marys.
And, yeah, now you're talking about Mikey Keene being able to heave it a little further down the field. And, well, there's been a little bit of Hail Mary magic in the air in the game of football here in the last week and a half.
Jeff Tedford coached Aaron Rodgers, and I think he has 4 Hail Marys to his illustrious career, so it's happened. And Dennis Thurman's guys are going to have to play at least jump ball defense.
We already saw one targeting against Fresno State's Cam Lockridge. He was disqualified, and we'll see if this one is confirmed.
The rolling on the field of targeting is confirmed. Number 25 has been disqualified. The penalty will be enforced. 15 yards from the spot, dead ball spot. There'll be one on time down.
I mean, you love, again, Matangi Thompson and what he brings to this team. What he has meant on special teams, certainly tonight. But that play there prolongs this game and gives Fresno State one more crack at it.
Expect the quarterback to kind of dash to buy time so that the receivers can get as far downfield as possible.
Keene is going to throw over the middle. They're going to run it again. And they're going to run a lateral to the far side. That's Delana knocked out of bounds. And this game is now officially over. And Hawaii wins in Fresno, 21-20.
I'm going straight to Home Depot to get that screwdriver and give it to Timmy Chang. They've won the screwdriver trophy.
And Fresno State will have to wait at least one more week to be bowl eligible. Meanwhile, Hawaii keeps its slim chances of bowl eligibility alive. The second road win for Timmy Chang as head coach for this Rainbow Warrior squad. And this one is a signature, Rich, against a really good Fresno State team.
It really is. When you talk about road victories, they've been only one in 3 seasons. And this is a good Fresno State football team. So Hawaii Charters now enjoyed that charter, enjoyed this victory.
All right, well, let's take a look at the Bank of Hawaii players of the game. Nick Senecal, talk about redemption at the end of this one. 12 receptions, 113 yards. You see the average, 2 tutties on 16 targets. Phoenix Jackson was just phenomenal. 9 tackles, 2 TFLs. Got to the QB a couple of times and then had a pick 6. Had a punch-out forced fumble. And here's another look at Nick Senecal. You know, we talk about a signature road win for Hawaii. This may be a signature moment in the career of Nick Senecal.
Really is. And when you drop one that was so big, the redemption tour has started. Hawaii's going to feel good about the potential to play complementary football, to have adversity, to be resilient, and take on a great UNLV team next week at the TC Ching. That place needs to be packed.
Nick Senecal, the 6'2 junior from Montreal, Canada, is fluent in French, and you would have to say at the end of the day, his performance was très magnifique.
You can speak French. I'm going to speak Hawaiian, and brother, that was a good victory.
I'm not sure if that counts, but you know what? We know what you're talking about. The Rainbow Warriors victorious 21-20. We want to thank all of the hospitality that was given to us by the great people here in Fresno, California, and our wonderful crew. Of course, stay tuned for the post-game show. Jordan Helly and the gang will break down a massive victory for this Rainbow Warrior squad under Timmy Chang. But for now, for Rich Miano, I'm Kanoa Leahy. On behalf of our entire Spectrum Sports crew, we bid you aloha from the Valley in California.
The Ala Moana Hotel by Mantra. There's more to it than meets the eye. We've become a destination of our own, welcoming accommodations. Relax on our beautiful pool deck. Memorable dining with epic views. Wake up with a stroll to breakfast. Eat, shop, and stay. Pamper yourself with spa therapies and trendy hairstyles. Unique venues that allow you to escape. This is your hotel. Ala Moana Hotel by Mantra.
Friday, Hawaii starts the season with a matchup against Life Pacific in the Outrigger Rainbow Classic. Rainbow Warrior Basketball, only on Spectrum Sports.
I'm Johnny White. I actually know what I'm talking about, and you're watching Spectrum Sports.
Hey, I got the job. So I can go part-time. Yes!
Some days bring new opportunities. First Hawaiian Bank can help you say yes to making the most of them. Manage your accounts, earn cash back, and when you need advice, we're here for you.
We should really get him into an art program.
No matter where your journeys take you, you can bank on the best. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
This is a Ford home charger. When you're sleeping, it's working to ensure you start every day with the charge you need. And every Ford electric vehicle now comes with one, along with standard installation. It's that simple. The Ford Power Promise. Electric vehicle confidence from day one.
Friday, it all comes down to this. The two best teams are left standing, but who gets their fingerprints on the plaque? It's the OIA Division I Open Championship, only on OC 16, exclusively on Spectrum.
From Spectrum Sports, it's the Hawaii Honda Dealers post-game show.
20 seconds to play. Shager throws to the near side. Caught. Touchdown. Nick Senecal. And this game is tied.
Great call. Timmy Chang, Braden Shager sprinting all the way to the other side of the field. That's what you call in man coverage. You call that out as a PAT.
The kick is up and it is good. And Hawaii is in front with 15 seconds left to play.
Back with you here in our Mililani studios as Hawaii victorious 21-20 over Fresno State. Double-digit point underdog. The Bows find a way to win in a game where, quite honestly, outplayed Fresno State for the vast majority of that ball game. As you look at the box score, and we will in a second, kind of tells the story. And finding a way there, late a fourth down penalty helps extend the drive, and then the touchdown pass from Braden Shager to Nick Senecal to tie the ball game. The Matsuzawa PAT, ultimately the decisive point as Hawaii wins it 21-20. Jordan Abukavika back with you here again in Mililani. And guys, what a game. I mean, it wasn't pretty at times. It was, I think, frustrating for Hawaii fans at times, where this Hawaii squad, right, in that fourth quarter alone, had 32 plays to Fresno State's 13. Actually ran 37 more plays for the duration of the game. Dominated time of possession, 38 minutes. They held on to the football. And yet it comes down to a play with 15 seconds left. We'll start with you. Just your thoughts as that thing unfolded.
I think props, huge props has to be given to the defense. The way they played this entire game, obviously, like Jordan said here, it wasn't pretty at all on offense for large portions of the game. But when you have a defense that can hold them to how many yards, Coach?
175.
175 total yards, 19 yards rushing, 3 and out, time after time again in that second half to continue to give possessions to your offense. It allowed the offense to get into a groove right when we needed them, right when they needed to, and they did, and they finished it off. Again, big, humongous hole to dig themselves out of, because there were some things, honestly, on offense that could have held them back and lost in this game. But props to the defense, did a great job keeping their team. That's championship caliber football right there.
Yeah, basically gave them 13 points, right? And all of those coming in the first half. The third Fresno State touchdown, of course, was via an interception return for a touchdown by Phoenix Jackson, who had himself an outstanding game for Fresno State. But Kavika, as that thing unfolded down the stretch, Hawaii looked like they were going to drive for the go-ahead score. A Senecal fumble ends the drive, and the defense comes up with a quick 3-and-out and got the football right back to the offense, who ended up cashing in.
You know, and you mentioned it as well, right? The timeouts, guys. There were 3 timeouts that we actually had in our back pocket for probably the first time all season, in the first or the second half. So it looms as a big deciding factor in this football game. But while props again, Abu talked about it. Defense, guys. Defense today came correct. 34 plays for Hawaii's offense, 13 in that second half for Fresno State. Amazing job. But also, Fresno State played conservative. We had the timeouts, but also Hawaii capitalized on it. And just hats off to Shager, Senecal for making up for that, you know, not being able to secure that football. But that's why you love this game. Redemption is a great thing when you see that with these young players today.
Yeah, we're going to look at some of the action from that final drive. Braden Shager, some key passes under duress. Kind of similar to what we saw on the previous drive, where they were marching the football down the field and ultimately ended in that turnover. But hit with some big third down conversions, of course, aided by that fourth down pass interference call. And then here, on the 12th hookup between 13 and 3, Nick Senecal's 12th grab of the evening, 113 yards, 2 touchdowns, stepped up huge for the Canada native, and particularly after Pofele Ashlock went down with that. You know, he was the recipient of a targeting penalty against Cam Lockridge, the former University of Hawaii cornerback. We did not see Ashlock after that. Actually went to the locker room shortly thereafter to get checked out. And you figure, hey, without their leading receiver, their leading target for Braden Shager, who was going to step up? And ultimately, it was Nick Senecal.
He did a tremendous job. Again, a couple things, you know, lost that fumble, a couple of drops. But when this team needed him most, he showed up big in that last drive, making nice catches, securing the football after that fumble, and then again the go-ahead score there at the end. You can just see him getting his hands on the ball, trying to get vertical. He was just trying to make a play, and a great job by Phoenix to come in and punch it out. That's what you do on defense. You know, and it really sucked the air out of the stadium there, sucked the air out of the studio. But that defense gave them another chance to go and make a play. And when they needed him to do it the most, Coach, they got it done.
Yeah, and to your point, Kavika, what Abu was talking about, right? The defense immediately went out there, got a 3-and-out stop. Yes. It was another sack. They had 4 total sacks. I believe Elijah Robinson with 2 of them. He also had Sauce Williams and Jalen Smith pick up a sack there. Fresno just could not get anything going outside of those short fields early on in the ball game. And Robinson and company, yeah, they were locked in the zone and really kept Hawaii in this football game to give them a chance late.
Yeah, no question. You see how they collapse the pocket from the end perspective, and usually that's the guys up front, the tackles do that job, but the ends really were able to control the tackles on both sides of the field. But again, defense will win you big-time games, and this is an amazing job by Elijah. And then that big sack by Jalen Smith on 3rd down on that last Fresno State drive really put Hawaii in a position to receive the ball, I think, at the Fresno 47-yard line. So that's just an amazing job of the defense really coming together. But, you know, as Abu talked about, Coach Rich, complimentary football at its best today. And, of course, Matsuzawa, we saw him on the side with his little, it looked like he was nervous, like, please, put this on me. And he delivers the game-winning extra point, of course. But, wow, Senecal. And that's why, you know, Lockridge, he wants to pull that little move, you know, for the former UH guy. Hey, thank you for the motivation. And that's why you love this game, because it's all about karma, gang. It's not over till it's over. But we thank you for this little lullaby look, you know, and who's sleeping now, guys?
Yeah, it's going to be a sweet ride, plane ride home.
Can we get that? Is that coming up right now? Is that, yeah. Look at this. He gets ejected, guys. And then he pulls this number, right? Nice, guys. And that was a telling tale. And look what's going on now, guys.
Well, of course.
All right, guys. I'll get off that now.
Of course, Hawaii outscored them 14-0 from that point on, right?
Yes.
And ultimately coming out with the victory and sets them up going forward as well. A lot to talk about in that regard when we come back. Hawaii now 4-5, a chance to win 2 out of their final 3, maybe to get into that 6-win mark. We'll be back.
Nothing feels as good as driving a new Hyundai. And now you can get a great deal on your favorite model at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Plus, every Hyundai is backed by America's Best Warranty. Hurry to the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event before this offer ends. Make your next getaway your best one yet. Drive away now in the Santa Fe with 1.99% APR for 72 months. Only during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
At Bank of Hawaii, we designed our checking accounts to give you more. More convenience, more ATMs, more conveniently located experts to speak with, and now even more. Like more cash. Because when you open an eligible checking account, you can earn up to $400 in cash. So for the checking account that gives you more, open an account at the bank that gives you more. Bank of Hawaii.
Taco Bell Cantina chicken burrito?
What do you need that for?
Chicken doesn't have to be flavorless, I guess.
Here we go. It can be tender and slow roasted.
Slow roasted? That sounds lazy to me.
The holidays can be a tough time for the modern chicken eater.
A burrito on what could be Gam Gam's last holiday?
What'd she say?
But don't worry, there's hope for every family. Cantina chicken is winning hearts and mouths across the country. Because a future this delicious can't be ignored for long.
Put it down.
Forgive me, Gam Gam.
A new era of chicken is here to stay.
Welcome back to the Hawaii Honda Dealers post-game show.
We'll look at the final numbers as Hawaii defeats Fresno State 21-20. Some of the numbers we talked about, right? Hawaii outgaining Fresno State. You see the drastic margin there. UH 7 of 19 on third down, 3 of 4 on fourth down as well. Just pure domination in terms of time of possession as well. 38 minutes and 8 seconds Hawaii held the ball in this 60-minute contest. And ultimately, they needed every one of those seconds that they held the football, finding that go-ahead touchdown with basically 15 seconds remaining on the clock. All right, guys, as you look at those numbers as well as kind of the main takeaway here for Hawaii going forward, Kaviko, we'll start with you. What's kind of the main thought process for this group after that performance?
You know, for me, I think Timmy Chang just solidifies your reason why you should be the coach moving forward, and all these things that this is the type of wins that you have to have, and they weren't getting it early. San Diego State, I thought that was a very winnable game, but to be honest, this wasn't the most talented Fresno State team that I've seen in previous years, so they had to capitalize this. But also, when you're playing on the road big time, but also just hats off to the defense. Dennis Thurman, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, but I love the Cowboys now because that guy is a Cowboy legend, and I'm going to appreciate all the things he's done on that defensive side of the football. Amazing.
Yeah, and speaking of defense and Cowboys, the former Wyoming standout, right? Cam Stone, going back to that play after, what was it, the second touchdown tonight for Fresno State, Abu. Cam Stone blocked PAT. Kind of innocuous early on, right? But it ultimately looms large and the decisive play in the ball game in a way.
And watching that right there, that play right there showed me that young man has a chance at playing in the NFL. You know, the ability to bend your body, leap, take that kick, and again, ended up being a decisive play. He doesn't show up defensively on the stat line so much because he's just a straight lockdown corner. So again, great ability, great to have on the UH football team, and we're gonna see him continue to get used in different ways, I'm sure, as they progress, because now you can really taste bowl eligibility. Got to win 2 out of the last 3. You know, the other shocking stat that we saw there was we rushed for 100 yards again. You know, and that just goes to show you that you need to establish the running game in order to stabilize your offense a little bit, especially when the quarterback might be struggling a little bit. It kind of took the weight off of Braden Shager at certain times. Beautifully designed plays, you know, some tough running inside the tackle box, and that's something that needs to continue to occur for UH to have a chance to make it to a bowl this year.
Yeah, a lot to look forward to going ahead for this group. We'll do that when we return as Hawaii improves to 4-5 here in 2024. 3 games remaining here in the season.
Excitement comes standard with the Honda Accord. And so does a turbocharged engine. Sophisticated. High-tech. Style that enhances functionality. Stand out with the Honda Accord. From Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Contact your Honda dealer today or shop online.
Here's the dream. Never stop doing what you love. The choices you make now can keep the dream alive tomorrow. So you can live your life your way. We're here to help with a personalized approach to a healthier you. Hawaii Pacific Health.
Aloha. One question we get is, what food goes well with a crisp Kona Light?
Smoked ahi dip, kimchi fried rice, chicken katsu, lomi salmon, hamachi kama, kalua pig, fresh made bruschetta. Bruschetta.
Brother, just say bread. Kona Light Blonde Ale from Kona Brewing, Hawaii.
Shoyu ahi poke, spicy ahi poke. Oh, bro, getting hungry.
Great minds think alike, and with so many ways to catch up with what's on sale, we always know that Arlong's has everything we need.
Make Longs a part of your day.
I'm Scott Robbs. He's Johnny White. And you're watching Spectrum Sports.
Welcome back to the Hawaii Honda Dealers post-game show.
Well, a look around the Mountain West. Some results yesterday at Boise State continuing their outstanding season. Rolled at home against SDSU. Air Force dropping a Commander-in-Chief trophy matchup against Army. Wyoming, New Mexico, that was the game of the day in the conference. Maybe until this finish we had between the Bows and Fresno State. A look at the updated standings. Boise and Colorado State still unbeaten in conference. Hawaii improving to 2-2 in league, 4-5 overall, with 3 games remaining on the schedule. Looking to get to that 7-win automatic bowl eligibility still on the table. Of course, with 2 of their 4 wins coming against FCS opponents. A look ahead at their upcoming schedule next week back home. National TV game against UNLV, and then they'll finish up at Logan, Utah against Utah State, and then back home final weekend of November against the Lobos of New Mexico. And so looking ahead for this group, still a lot on the table. This win definitely puts things in a much sweeter spot for Hawaii, a chance to conceivably get to 7 wins, but obviously a 6-win total within reach. And you figured, hey, they were going to have to win one of these 2 games either this week or next week at home against UNLV, against a really good UNLV team, to try and give themselves a chance over the final 2 weeks of the regular season. But here they are going forward. Kavika, I'll start with you. What is now the next step for this group? We've seen them now pair a couple of wins together at home last week against Nevada, and then now on the road against Fresno State. It's got to be a team coming in with some confidence.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. For me, it's stay focused, guys. And yes, enjoy this win. Enjoy all that comes with it. We've been part of big wins, frustrating losses, but enjoy this for tonight. But realize you guys actually have a big-time goal that's attainable for you guys that no one thought you guys had a shot at after a couple of weeks into this season. So you guys have 3 very winnable games to finish off this season on a great run, and possibly, if you get that bowl appearance, win that bowl game as well. So there's so many things out there in front of you. Stay dialed in, guys. Do your things. Get to class. Don't do anything to get yourself out of this football team, off the football team. But I tell you what a great way to start this last 3-game stretch with a big-time win on the road against a good football team.
Yeah, and of course, next week we mentioned the Rebels of UNLV coming in. Abu, that's a really solid team, good running attack. Obviously going to be a nice test for this incredible University of Hawaii defense, the way they've been putting up numbers. But how does Hawaii now keep this momentum going into the last third of the season?
You know, I think the biggest thing that the UH needs to do, especially on offense, is they need to clean up the execution. You know, watching some things, seeing some things on camera, leaving a lot of plays, leaving a lot of points on the field because making incorrect reads or, you know, cutting off a route or dropping a ball. So the execution needs to grow exponentially. So excited that they were able to get the road monkey off of their back. You know, the talk has been about can't win on the road, but now just have to lock in a great UNLV team coming in here next week. Got to have a great showing against that go-go offense. And then also, from an offensive standpoint, again, clean up the execution, go score all the points that you're supposed to score because there's a ton of them that were left on the field tonight. And it just comes with them coming together, rallying around each other. A lot of injuries coming out of this game, you know, some key components, especially on the offensive line, and just find some continuity and rhythm to propel yourself into either 7-5 or 6-6 because it's right here.
Always a little sweeter when Hawaii picks up a win, and obviously those road wins not always coming frequently. A big one for.
Stadium will be packed next week. That's all I'm saying, guys. We're playing for something now.
Little earlier kickoff.
Get out there, guys. Get to the stadium.
A little earlier kickoff, national TV game. Of course, our next broadcast on Spectrum coming up in a couple of weeks in that road game against Utah State. Don't forget tonight as well on Spectrum OC16 Rainbow Wahine Volleyball in action. That'll do it for us here from Mililani, Hawaii, 21-20, the victors over Fresno State. Prabu Ma'afala, Kavika Halams, Kanoa Lehi, and Rich Miano. I'm Jordan Helly saying so long as Hawaii improves to 4-5 here in 2024.